this week on What's Cooking. We're going to talk about the latest trends on fruit and vegetables for 2010.
And I have a great recipe with quinoa.
And I'm cooking with Glenn Baxter from Fashion Television. You don't want to miss that.
What's Cooking? 7 Saturday on City TV.
Oh, I forgot something. I just forgot something on the printer. Talk amongst yourselves.
So,
this was actually very important. I wanted to mention it to you, and someone brought it to my attention.
So important you forgot it.
I had to get the email. For it. Okay. Don't forget that today is. Do you know what today is?
Today is Wednesday.
It used to be called Secretary's Day. But it's now called professional because there's a lot of people who do some of the work that we used to associate with being a secretary. Just they run offices now, so it's Administrative Professional Day today. So we're talking about the receptionists, we're talking about the secretaries, we're talking about the people who administer the offices and basically run the offices. So these are the people who you want to appreciate today.
Yeah, they keep businesses going. They really do.
Oh, that's the most important layer, even before the bosses, I think, are those administrative professionals. So this is the day to honor them today.
Yeah, and make sure you enjoy the day as well. Take them out for lunch. Go for a picnic, maybe. 20 degrees today would be nice.
Picnic, really?
I think so. You know what? When you have
your
20...
boss came in and said, hey, you want to go for a picnic?
I'd be happy. Anytime I can get a free sandwich, I'm always happy.
6:41. Traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Eva.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a free sandwich. Right now, we're going to take a look at the roadways. Everything is moving really well right now. Not a lot of issues, no closures on any of the highways, so that's great news for drivers. Here's a look at the 403 this morning, east and westbound through Erin Mills Parkway. Still in great shape, no major issues right now. Taking a look at the Gardner Expressway around Kipling, it's in pretty good shape through the Kipling stretch, but once you do hit Royal York, it really does start to slow down all the way through to about Parkside as you make your way eastbound. On the 401 this morning, westbound 401 as you are approaching Weston Road in the collector lanes. We have reports that there is a ladder taking up 2 of the right-hand lanes, so that's what's causing this slowdown on the westbound 401 through Weston in the collector lanes. So just maybe stick to the left-hand lane or use the express lanes. That way you can avoid that problem. Kevin.
Thank you, and let's check in now with Jessica at Transit Control.
Yeah, thanks very much, Kevin. And if any of those wonderful office administrators are heading onto the subways this morning, things are looking great for them. There are no delays on your subways or the SRT. On your surface routes, we do have that closure on Front Street from George to Sherbourne, and that may cause some delays to our King Street cars in that area because of spillover traffic. But that's about it right now, Kev. Back to you.
From the regional ride guide, still watching about that one minor delay on the Georgetown line. The Bramley 555 was 14 minutes getting into town. Here's Frank now with the forecast.
And Kevin, nice forecast for you. A nice morning out there. We're seeing 6 degrees here in the city of Toronto, -2 into Muskoka. Winds today are going to start to pick up. They're nice and light. You don't really feel them this morning whatsoever, but into the afternoon, into the evening, they're going to go to about 30 to 40, and with that start to push in some cooler air. That cooler air that we see this morning up into Timmins and Moosonee, -3 and -4. The freezing mark to Thunder Bay, -4 over to Winnipeg. Will cool off our conditions for tomorrow. We take a look at Quebec at 5 and Ottawa at 7, but not today. Today we're in store for first, some sunshine through the morning hours. Secondly, into the afternoon, cloud cover will roll its way down, and with that, there's a slight risk of seeing a scattered shower midpoint through the day. Temperatures today going well above normals. Normal should be 14. It's going to be 20 degrees at around 5 o'clock this evening. It'll be 14, though, by the lake, so a little bit of cooler conditions. At 7 o'clock tonight, we'll start to get back into some clearing skies, and with that, we'll see 14 degrees. Wind still at that time north to northwest at 30. Another day of sunshine as we get into Thursday, Friday as well. Saturday, building cloud cover, and Sunday, we'll finally see some April showers. Kevin, back to you.
Yeah. Thank you. And Jennifer is out in the Montreal area right now. Morning, Jen.
Hello, Kev. Yes, just outside Montreal in Quebec, Sainte-Madeleine, Quebec, at the Yukonuba Center with the Mira Foundation. Now, we've come here to meet these wonderful dogs, assistance dogs. They provide assistance dogs for people with disabilities and people with vision impairment, and that's why we're here this morning, to meet these wonderful dogs and to tell you about the Mira Foundation. I'm so excited. I want to just hug them and kiss them, but I can't. I can't do that right now. They're being good.
They're absolutely so beautiful. I love those dogs. All right, it's 6:44. Business coming up next on Breakfast Television.
Told his way.
wonderful thing.
Eastside Mario's, hey, bada boom, bada bing.
Samsung introduces the world's first 3D LED television, a new dimension in TV.
We got nothing to put on a clean white suit for. There is nothing like a day, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is.
It won 7 Tony Awards. The Washington Post calls it the best revival of Rodgers and Hammerstein in a generation. There is nothing like South Pacific.
For tickets to South Pacific, call 416-644-3665 or visit dancaptickets.com.
There it is. Bam.
Can you go up a bit? Yeah, that's good.
This event's going to be great. Oh, my.
The banner worked.
Everyone's coming to Suzuki for our Drive It Love It event. Get 0% financing for 72 months on most 2010 models. They're fun to drive and fully loaded with standard features. Visit your Suzuki dealer today for our biggest event of the year.
Who wants a test drive? Whoa!
Okay, little education here. First of all, Mike, if you don't mind, Mike Heppel at the 680 News Business Desk. I asked you this question this morning, so I'm not really going to catch you by surprise. But we know that in the past, our dollar, when it's been under a dollar, we've always said 99.76 cents American or
very
88.
simple.
Now, we have to learn a whole new way of how to say the dollar. So we're going to do a little education for folks at home because there's already a point in there. So you can't say 1.00.54.
I mean, you
whatever.
can.
You
can, but nobody will understand it.
Yeah, and then your math teacher will go, you can't do that. No, not 2 decimals. So let me show you. Let's show you my screen right now. Okay, what we're talking about. So we used to say, like I say, we used to do this. You got this, Risto, right here. 99.76. That's what we used to say for our dollar. Now that it's over a dollar, right now, in fact, the trade is at $1.472. So how do you say that now, Michael? How do you say that?
Well, you can do it $1.47 of a cent.
Okay.
Or just say 47/100ths of a cent above par.
There you go.
Or round up and say it's a half cent above par.
Okay.
That's probably the easiest. You know, when you really come down to it.
Thank you, Mr. Heppel.
And yes, class, for our next assignment. Listen, Kevin, looking at that level there, it's going to keep going up. This is something we're going to have to get used to for an extended period of time because the Bank of Canada yesterday gave another shot in the arm for the leaping loonie after signaling that on June the 1st we're going to see our first interest rate hike post-recession. Bank of Canada, I was surprised at their candor, basically saying, yeah, we're going to start raising interest rates, folks. Get used to it because of the dramatic effect that it had on the Canadian dollar yesterday. They had previously been signaling and said that until July they weren't going to do anything with interest rates, but inflation seems to be running ahead of what they figured it would be. The economy at a growth rate of 3.7% estimated for this year is pretty strong. In fact, the best in the G7, so it's time to start raising rates. You know, did they take the right tack necessarily by being so upfront about a rate hike on June the 1st and maybe being a little bit more aggressive on that? It's debatable considering the impact that's going to have on a lot of businesses across the country who don't necessarily want to see the dollar so strong. And aren't we going to be facing, you know, the prospect for higher interest rates, the HSTs coming in the summer, energy costs going up? Cost of living is going to go up dramatically coming up this year.
So now, what are people saying though? Is there any speculation yet?